I'm Chirag Rathod and I'm basically from Gujarat and I work as a data scientist at Srijan Technologies. And I'm with Srijan for more than 4 years and it's gonna be almost 5 years in August. And I'm also a part-time YouTuber and a blogger. So yeah, that's a quick about me. I work as a data scientist at Srijan, right? And my responsibilities basically include to work with different teams, work with clients, understand their business requirements, and come up with the solution, design the solution, and mentoring interns, right? So that's a quite of a responsibilities that I take care of at the very high level, obviously. So basically at Srijan, we get the opportunity to work with different clients with different domains, right? And while working with different domains, I kind of gain a lot of information, a lot of subject expertise regarding that domain, right? And the best part is that we kind of deliver the solution for diverse clients, right? So that's the best part that I love about my job, that we are not kind of limited to any particular set of customer or domain, but we kind of get the opportunity to kind of explore more and different domains and deliver the solution. So yeah, that's the part that I love about my job. Types of projects that we or I am involved with is related to, let's say, computer vision domain, right? So for example, in this COVID or pandemic time, you might have came across multiple news or articles where they talk about detecting the face mask on the person face, if he or she is wearing or not, and then triggering some sort of alarm, right? So those kind of systems we kind of work with, right? Like detecting something, or there is a process, let's say there is a manufacturing process that's going on, and we kind of build the system around that using IoT sensors, or it could be a CCTV device, right, where we can detect certain things and trigger an alarm if there is any unusual things happening, right, with respect to that particular process, right? So and then we also kind of work on the projects that involves natural language processing, right? So as in when I'm speaking, right, I we kind of analyze this text, or we kind of analyze this audio, and based on that we give some sort of insights, right? So such projects we basically works on. We get an exposure to multiple domains, right? And we get the opportunity to solve those different problems in different domains, right? So that basically help us enhance our capabilities, right? So we always need to kind of brush our skills while we work with different domains, different problem statements. Even we so there is always a possibility of that some things we might not know in certain domain, right, or in certain problem statement. So at that point of time we have to go back and do some sort of research. We need to brush our skills, right, and come back with the and come back with the solution, right? So that's how it's kind of up and down, right? It's like a roller coaster. So where we kind of learn, we fall, we go back, we learn, and we come up with the solutions. So one of the challenge that I have faced during the project is sometimes there are tight timelines, right? And while we are working in terms of the data science project, right? So there is a lot of R&D that needs to be done, right? So and few of the projects go in the manner of they adopt the agile methodology in data science project, right? So that's kind of a strict, you have to estimate this ticket, that how much time it will take. But again, there are a few tickets that require a lot of effort in terms of R&D, right? So there is not a perfect solution for that. So we need to try different methodologies and then come up with the solution, right? So this is one of the challenge that we tend to face in terms of any of the data science project, right? In terms of estimation, we kind of overcome this challenge, right? By the way of discussion, right? With the scrum master or the project manager, that these things does takes time, right? Obviously project manager understands that if for example Srijan, right? So he understands that, but at some point there is always a hassle that why this will take this much time, right? But the fact is that it requires some sort of research, right? So that's one of the challenge that we generally face, and this is how we basically address this challenge by the way of discussing, right? In 2020, right, there was a pandemic, and we were kind of started working from home, right? And I was working on this one fine problem with one of the fashion industry problem statement, right? So I was trying to solve that problem, and I had spent enough amount of time solving that problem, I guess more than 3 to 4 days, right? And I was kind of not getting anywhere. And at one point, I started to feel that I'm not able to give my 100%, 100% in terms of solving that problem, and I kind of tend to feel like I'm not productive at that point of time. So I kind of raised this point, and I kind of set up a call with my mentor, that is Srijan, right? And explain him that this is where I am and this is how I feel at this point of time. And I asked him, do you also feel the same way, that I'm not productive and I'm not able to deliver the result? But at the same time, he positively answered that it's not that the problem statement is new and it requires much more research and development. You have to try different approaches, right? He explained me in the a very positive manner, and that's how I was able to cope with that with the help of Sriram. And finally, within few days, we were able to kind of solve that problem, right, and came up with the right solution. So yeah, that's one of the incident, that how the mentor is helping me in tough times. So when I joined Srijan, right, so I was very keen to work in terms of data engineering and the data science projects, right? And after joining Srijan, I mean, I guess after 1 week, right, some senior person asked me to work on the front end technologies, right? So and to be honest, I don't like to work on front end technologies. I'm a pure kind of back end person, right? And at that point of time, I kind of raised this concern that I don't want to work on the front end technologies. I'm into data science, data engineering. I tend to work well in the backend technologies, right? And while I raised this concern, right, so actually I received the positive response, right? That they understood that this is something that I don't want to pursue, right? And this is something that I want to pursue, right? And at the same time, the corrective action was taken, and they assigned me some started assigning me the backend work, right? So that was kind of, at that point of time, I kind of felt that no, I'm at the right place at the right time, right? So that's one of the defining moment in my career, and from that point, I kind of I have always worked on the things that I have liked, right? So yeah. So in Srijan, it's very open. You can approach anyone, right? So it's not like a typical hierarchy that you need to follow for something, right? So if you are concerned about something, you can reach out to the respective person, right? And it's like everyone is responsible, right? So I had seen people that are self-disciplined, right? And you can directly approach the leadership as well, in case if you need to, right? And I had multiple instance where I have reached out to kind of leadership, and they were kind of very polite and very, you know, responsive at the same time, right? It's not like you got the bitter experience over that, right? So here we have a kind of openness in everything, right? So that's one of the thing that I like the most about Srijan's culture. And another thing that I like about the Srijan leadership, I would say, is that it's very transparent, right? They share each and everything in the, you know, the monthly all hands meet, that what's happening in the organization. Is there any restructure that they are planning? Where do they see Srijan after 1 year or 2 year or 5 years down the line, that their vision, right? So even the financial information, everything, right? So it's very transparent in the sense, right? So one of the principle of Srijan is that be authentic, right? So we need to be kind of transparent, right? We need to we kind of deliver what we commit, right, in the stipulated time frame, right? The one of the other principle is that be responsible, right? So I'm basically a self-disciplined person, right? So if no one is looking after me on top of me, right, then also I'm going to work as I used to work, right? I'm kind of self-disciplined and self-oriented, right? I would say detail-oriented, not self-oriented, maybe, right? And then I already talked about being vulnerable, right? And then there is one more principle, that is being a guru, right? So I kind of I'm committed to helping the clients grow as well as helping the juniors grow, right? So I kind of spend time and helping anyone if he or she is stuck somewhere, right? So that's how I'm able to pull in the principles, the Srijan's principles in my work, right? So while working on the internal projects under data science practice, right? So we kind of tend to have different ideas. We kind of note it down, and then we kind of discuss with our mentor, with our manager Sriram, right? And based on that discussion, we have some sort of outcome, and that idea flows to the upper management, right? And then the approval and things happen, right? So this is the process that we follow, and there are multiple ideas that we have given, and then we were also able to implement those ideas in terms of, you know, technical projects. But apart from that, at Srijan we also have a process of providing or giving the suggestion or ideas to the leadership as well, right? Or for any process optimization in the organization, right? So we can easily write it to help at Srijan.net, right? Or suggestions at Srijan.net to provide our ideas or suggestions that we have. And I guess the leadership and the team is acting actively, proactively on such ideas and suggestions. That Srijan has allowed everyone to work from home, right? So so this is one of the benefit that I feel it is beneficial to me. It's because, you know, I get to eat at home daily, right, rather than eating outside or eating at some restaurant and in other cities, right? So that's the biggest benefit that I have as while working with Srijan. One of the another benefit is that Srijan is actively taking care of or does think about the mental health of their employees, right? And as a part of that initiative, Srijan has partnered with Three Jog, right, who are the who are basically the psychiatrist or psychological experts, right? And Srijan does provide that benefit to their employees in terms of, you know, organizing the sessions with them, or it could be also one-on-one, right? If any of the employees is going through some sort of anxiety or depression, then they can directly approach through job, right? And everything is kind of taken care by Srijan in terms of finance, right? So these are a few of the benefits that I could talk about. In the sense that if child is doing something right, so I can explain him or her that if you do these things right, I can make some sort of decision out of it, that why are you doing this and what will you do next. Adaptable, friendly, gentle, reliable, and resourceful. My journey with Srijan is smooth, upward, learning and evolving so far.